Hello everyone, Muffins here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to grow the Ruby Moon Hyacinth bean. And I've already planted some not too long ago, and this pack came with only, let's see, only came with 13 seeds, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to be planting these 5 that I have left. And you can see it's kind of a generic bean shape uh, seed. Looks like a bean seed. Anyhow, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This is the tray we'll be using. Obviously, we'll only be using 5 cells. It recommends that you group 2 of them together, but I'm not going to bother with that since these are already pretty small cells. And plus, these are vines, and so I think that's probably going to be the most interesting part about growing these is the fact that they're vines and that they're going to need not just a lot of soil to grow in, but a lot of room, a lot of height to grow in. Not so much more width. I'll show you the setup that I came up with, and we'll see if that works. But for now, we're going to be growing them indoors, around 70 degrees, maybe a bit lower. That's the recommended Fahrenheit that you grow these in. And I'm just going to be using some Miracle-Gro potting mix. You can't really go wrong with that. That's like top quality, top tier soil right there. Definitely not meant for like mass gardening, but if you're just doing a little starting indoors, Miracle-Gro is the way to go, I believe. So yeah, enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, and we are outside, and I just noticed I'm a little in the shade, so let's get out of the shade a little. Still early in the morning. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to use some Miracle-Gro to get these started. I'm sure there's better seed starting mix. This isn't necessarily seed starting mix. I would say this is more for like flowers or something. But I don't mind using this. This works just fine. And so yeah, you're just going to obviously put the soil in there. Oh, I actually forgot something, which actually might make this a bit difficult. So you gotta actually poke the holes in the bottom of these trays because these are decomposable trays to begin with. So you'll start the plants in here, and then you can move this tray into the soil with, you can move these trays into the soil of the bigger pot you're gonna put them in later, or ground rather, and these will decompose. And yeah, so you don't have to mess with the root systems, or rather you don't have to mess with the soil, which would consequently mess with the root systems, because the root systems are very fragile on any plant, and you don't want to be messing with this. And so basically just pat down the soil really tight right here, so that there's no air pockets and that the soil reaches the bottom of the tray, because we're going to be bottom feeding these with bottom watering these. The reason why, I don't know why I filled all these trays. It's just much easier actually filling all of them and then trying to be technical and only fill 5. But so I'm gonna go ahead and create my little holes here. Online it says to plant these 5 inches, or not 5 inches. I'm an idiot. 0.5 inches. 5 inches would be crazy. That'd just be crazy. Anyhow, and on the packet it says to plant these an inch, like a full inch. So I'm gonna go ahead and meet them in between with 75 inches. And I figured it out, my pinky is about 2 inches. So if I just cut my pinky in half, I'll have about 1 inch there. So I'm gonna cut that in half again. Well, this is pretty much 1/3 of my pinky is this end right here, so I'm just gonna use that. So we just throw you don't have to be too technical about it. I mean, seeds are gonna germinate no matter what depth they're at. It's just the best depth. I think all I have to make sure is that they're under 0.5, which they're under 0.5 right now. Okay, and hold up, I'm an idiot, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and water these. Actually no, let's go ahead and do it this way. I think this way is a bit better. The soil is already kind of moist since it's straight out of the bag. Did I take the seed out of that one? Oh goodness gracious. Oh no, okay, it's right there. So yeah, so just throw some soil on the top, press down just a tad. But yeah, these seeds are planted pretty deep compared to other seeds. If you got like tomatoes, peas, lettuce seeds, anything like that, those are normally planted like, I don't even know. I know lettuce seeds are, I know that's not normally how you grow lettuce, but if you get it from like the store, you find it like 1/8 inch. So yeah, this is very abnormal. So I just watered the tops here, and you want to water these kind of well, enough to maybe where there's some drainage. This basically just allows it, the seedlings to get into a set position, kind of, where there's no air pockets, it has nice soil contact, and from now on we're going to be bottom watering these, and so we'll put this onto a tray and we'll bottom water these as such. And we'll just put bottom water at the bottom, and then after like 15 minutes, if it hasn't absorbed all the water, we'll just strain out the water, because you can overwater plants, obviously. There's the other tray right over there. Those all have seeds in them. And so yeah, let me go ahead and show you my setup. I don't think there's anything else I have to show you about that. Planting seeds is pretty straightforward after you do it a dozen times like I have. The hyacinth beans, the ruby moons, the reason why I chose to do that is because I looked online, there's not many tutorials. I couldn't find a single one of how to grow these. I'm going to make like a little series to show y'all like the how it is going. And so this is the kind of the setup that I had right here. I'm going to put them, they have a hardiness zone of 9 to 10, I believe, which is a bit more down south. I live in Tennessee, and in Tennessee we have a hardness zone of 7. And so I have this little raised bed here. I'm going to put it into the raised bed, and the raised bed can take any hardness, I'm pretty sure, as far as I'm concerned. And then I put together this little contraction here. Now, while they do grow very, very tall, they don't grow very wide, so I don't think it's going to be much of a problem if this contraction here isn't very wide. There's a bunch of wasps in here. I don't like that. But yeah, I don't think it's going to be too big of a problem. I just can't make sure the soil is actually moist on the bottom. It's just, what's it called? It was just, I don't even know what the term is. But yeah, and so we'll just tangle the flowers, because it is a flower bean type of plant. We'll just, yeah, we'll grow it, and we'll, what's the word, twirl it around this thing. So we'll keep on going up. And I think the only problem that we can potentially run into is that it is a full sun plant. And while it is very hot in here, this is not a full sun greenhouse. This is, I mean, it gets in UV rays, but not as much as if it was just straight outside. Ow! Yeah. Okay, we're fine. I'm fine now. Alright. And pretty much that is all there is to it. And I'll see you guys on the next update video.